Hey guys, welcome. This is Super Saturday. Every quarter we have a Super Saturday where Beachbody coaches come together and we talk about the new upcoming products, the workouts, the announcements, everything, and it's a great time for us to meet each other and find out who's local, and we just have a great time. So glad you're here, and we hope to see you next time as well.
My story is when I first signed up, I had no idea what I was doing. Long story short, I quit for a year, came back, and then I finally got it after that 1 year of coming back. I got what the business was all about, because at first I was just trying to sell stuff and I wasn't successful with it at all. I was focusing more on the dollar than the people. And so once I came back and really realized what I was doing, that was my aha moment. That was my second start date. And I quickly advanced to Emerald and then Diamond, and now I'm a 1-star Diamond, and I'm here.
Sure, I'll take this. I'm Tina Osborne. I'm a mom of 5, registered nurse. Before Beachbody, I was working full-time, nights, holidays, weekends, as a labor and delivery nurse. And I was gained 15 pounds. I'd lost 60 pounds after my last baby. Had 3 babies in 4 years. Was really fat. I was like pregnant for 4 years and had a lot of weight to lose. And I lost it. Then I went to night shift and gained back some of that weight. And so I found Turbo Fire, did a bootleg puppy.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried Peanut for a week. It lasted like a week. I'm like, there's no way I can do this. That was bootleg too. And so then I tried Turbo Fire, loved it, and then I did a round of Insanity, and I thought it taking too long. Okay, so then I found Ashley Migrant, who was my coach's coach, was doing a challenge group, and you know I love a challenge, my personality, so I joined, and I told her I would pay full price for Shakeology, because I'm a cheapskate. And so I signed up to be a coach, and then within a couple of weeks I realized that I could really, make some extra money doing it, get my Shakeology for free, and really found that I loved the business and went to Diamond in like 4 months, and now I'm going to start qualified finally after 2.5 years. But I work full time and I have a lot of kids who are active in sports and everything, and it can take a while to get going, but I almost quit at one point because things weren't moving as fast as I thought they should be. But I didn't, and now my team is taking off, and I have several coaches that are not too far from Diamond, and my goal is to be 5-star by the end of the year, or by the end of the summer, but we'll see by the end of the year just in case. And my first goal is to retire my husband from his construction job and then retire me from my full-time nursing job. So don't give up, you guys can do it.
My name is Stephanie, and I am born and raised in Virginia Beach. I have been doing Beachbody for about 3 years. I have 3 kids, and I started, my husband and I ordered P90X from TV, and we thought that was a scam when we started. But anyway, so I did P90X, and I got pretty good results with it. And I learned about the coaching network probably about 4 months after I started P90X. And I actually signed up to be a coach just to get a discount on Shakeology. But once I started using Shakeology, I really loved it, and I loved the way that it made me feel. And it's like I could probably help a lot of people with this, so I decided to do the business. And I'm a star Diamond. I'm not like I don't feel like after 3 years I'm not really where I want to be, but I am doing it full time, and it keeps me. I'm able to stay home, and not have to, get a 9 to 5 or whatever, and take care of my kids and stuff. So I'm excited to be here. And, like Tina said, sometimes it takes a while to get going, but just don't give up. Consistent.
I'm Michelle McKay, and I'm a lifetime Diamond. I'm actually trying to get my Diamond back. I'm one coach away from, and it's up to somebody on my right to get back to Emerald. And it's like, come on, man, you can do it. So I definitely empathize with the don't give up, and that's in every aspect of the business. Because it takes tenacity, and it doesn't happen overnight because it's not a scam. So I tell my coaches that, you know, and I'm extremely picky about who I allow on my team. And I mean, when I didn't understand the business in the beginning, I was like, come on, everybody should do it. And, you know, you got to be ready to do it. You got to be ready to fail forward and fail a lot and use those lessons to move forward and not just help yourself, but help other people. Let's see, I'm a full-time teacher for 13 years. I teach high school students. My goal is to quit that job. I love the kids. I hate the politics of it. And when we stopped teaching kids and started teaching data, I lost a lot of passion for it. So when I'm allowed to be alone helping my kids in my classroom, that's when I'm in my element, in my happiness, my happy place. And I found that with Beachbody, and I get to control that, and that's a beautiful thing. And I really want to focus on that, don't give up, because if your why is really, really strong, and you find ways to make it stronger every day. My uncle passed away 2 weeks ago, and I don't have any more personal time. And uncles don't count in bereavement time. So I wasn't allowed to go to his funeral. And I can't afford yet to take off, to not take the day. And instead of allowing that to make me bitter, I allowed it to make me better. And I went home and I worked really hard on my business when I got that verdict that day from my principal. And it just makes my why stronger. I want to be in control of my life. No one else is going to tell me when I can go somewhere to be with my family to grieve. And that's just the way I live my life. So that's what I wish for.
All right, so, yeah, go ahead. If we can play the first slide on the, yep. So actually, we're going to bring, look. Where am I making?
Story's right there. Yes.
At the top, push play, top, right there. All right.
I'm back. All right, we're going to celebrate some success stories and recognition. Any Beachbody Challenge winners here with us today? We have one that is in our community, but she's not here today. She's, wait, where? Oh yes, I forgot. Stand up.
All right.
Reset challenge winner. Hottie. All right, success starters. Not yet? You are. Broke everybody. Apples broke. 3, 4, 5. Six. Can I get 6? Okay. Any higher than 5 in this room? Okay. You can get up to 15 at a business center. So, if you want to know the deets, ask your coach. What do we do next? The lead? Yeah. I have it right here. All right. 2013 Premier Coach. Any of those in the room? Premier Coach? 2013 Elite Coach. Yay! We're going to get Brittany's story in a little while, and it's going to rock your world. So just wait. Yay, we're back. I love stuff up there. 2013 Elite Top 10 Coach. Any of those in the room? Okay. All right. What is next, Nate? Nate?
I started off with P90X, and I lost 30 pounds. I've lost a little over 40 pounds in total. Right now I'm doing P90X3 and loving it. I have 3 3 kids, so I was overweight and just miserable, taking care of my babies, and Beachbody has just brought a lot of, happiness and made me a better person and mother, and I have loved being a part of Beachbody and meeting all new people.
Thank you. You've got one too, don't you? You don't want to talk? Why? You look so cute with your flower in your hair. Okay, well, come on. Please come on.
Hi, my name's Jean. I've been a coach since December of 2012, so a little over a year. I have 2 of my teammates here. I have Coach Andy and friend Maggie. I started out in August of 2012 with Power 90, and I lost 20 pounds and 25 inches. I've completed P90X, Insanity, Chalene Extreme. I just finished Body Beast and P90 or 21 Day Fix, and I'm doing my second round of Insanity. So total, I've lost about 40 pounds, but then gained some back with Body Beast, which I'm hoping is muscle. I'm currently an Emerald coach, and I just signed up 2 new coaches this week. So I'm working my way to Diamond. Hopefully, originally my goal was to hit Diamond by Summit, so I still have time, but if not,
Yes, you can do
yeah.
it.
If not, I definitely want to do it by the end of the year. So, thank you.
A big winner from this area, and she'll get to go out to California and meet with all of corporate and do a photo shoot, and they foot the bill, so that's pretty cool. But we have a little video that shows her transformation. So I've seen that video several times, and it just gets me every time because it's just remarkable what she's done to change her life, to save her life, and that's what we're all about at Beachbody. So we don't sell pretty or easy. That's my line I tell my coaches. So if you're in this to sell pretty or easy, you got to go to sell bags or something. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But so the next success story that we have, I told you it's going to rock your world. I'm so excited to hear this. We've got, I don't know how to say your last name.
Leggett.
Leggett?
Yeah.
Okay. Brittany Leggett joined, this blows my mind, joined January 14th, 2013. She's a 5-star diamond, 6-star qualifier, 2013 elite coach, and Success Club 10 all-star. So basically, she just started running immediately, and she hasn't stopped. So I'm honored to introduce you, to meet you today, and I'm so excited to hear your story. So come on up, please.
Thank you guys. Wow. First, one of those stars is because of May and Drain right here. So thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me, including me in this network. I'm really excited. I guess I'll start just a little bit about me. That's my super cute husband right there. That's why we're here. He's in the Navy. So we moved here, let's see, end of September. So backtrack. I became a coach January 14, 2013, 2 weeks into my challenge group. So I met my coach through Facebook. We have the same wedding photographer. So that's how I found her. I had no clue what Beachbody was. I had P90X on my shelf for 3 years. Tried it twice, quit both times. Was really frustrated with how I felt. I was 1 year into marriage, gained a lot of weight just cooking and baking and whatever. Was just really uncomfortable, mainly. I just didn't feel comfortable in my skin. I did CrossFit, I did half marathons, I did a lot of stuff, active, healthy. Just wasn't, it just wasn't working. So I knew I needed that support and I needed accountability. So I was Facebook scrolling one day and I found my wedding photographer posted some new photos of Lindsay Matway and her husband Billy. So I went to her page, of course, they're a gorgeous couple. I went to her page just to see what she was all about. And I knew that she was somehow connected with P90X. I didn't know how or why, just knew she had a transformation with P90X. So like, oh wow, I have this on my shelf. It was like January 4th or something when I found her. Just started again on January 1st, P90X for the 3rd time. I was like, man, I just need to connect with her just to say, I'm inspired by you. I've tried twice and I quit twice. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. You have any tips for me, basically? And she, like any good coach would do, invited me to her challenge group. And I said, well, Shakeology seems like a really expensive protein shake, but I know what I've been doing wasn't working. So if this is what I gotta do to get some results, I know there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so I'll try it. I'm basically desperate at this point. I'll try whatever I can. So that's how I got plugged in. So within 2 weeks, I started seeing results. I hadn't quit yet, which was the furthest I'd ever gone in P90X. And so I said, okay, well, I really love Shakeology. I understand now that it's more than a protein shake, but it's still expensive for me. So what do I need to do to save a little bit of money? She told me about the discount member option as a coach. So I did that immediately. I'm a military dependent, obviously, so I didn't have to pay the startup fee. I didn't have to pay the $15 a month. I was like, that's sort of a no-brainer. So let me save, $15, $20 a month on my shakes. So did that. As soon as I got that little welcome email from Carl, I started reading, started looking at YouTube. And within 2 days, I realized that this is exactly what I've been looking for, that I had no clue I was looking for. So I was working as a nurse, loving it and also not loving it. I transitioned, when I got married, we moved from Florida to San Diego. And so I transitioned from hospital to clinic. And I just wasn't loving it. I was working a lot. I was, just wasn't loving it. So my husband is obviously in the military. And so in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, like, what am I going to do in the future when we have a family and he's deployed? I'm not going to be able to work as a traditional nurse, at least in the short term. So my mind was always thinking, like, what can I do that's legitimate, that I can contribute to our finances, I can be challenged myself, and obviously I stumbled upon this opportunity. So immediately I dove all in. I had no clue what I was doing. I had like 400 maybe friends on Facebook. No clue, no marketing, nothing. No bachelor's degree, just a nursing certificate. And a lot of work ethic. So I did not wait for my upline, and I did not wait for my downline. So I just went all in. Lindsay Matway has an incredible public training in our YouTube. You guys probably all follow her, I hope. #1 coach in Beachbody. Public everything, pretty much. As well as many other top coaches. All of their information is public. Their blogs, their YouTubes, some of their Coach Basics material. It's all public. So Lindsay Matway is a great friend of mine, a mentor, has always been there for me. But in the beginning, she's the top coach in Beachbody. She didn't have time to answer every question of mine. So I just had to decide to go all in. So I did. So I went diamond in, I think, 65 days or something. But to me, that was when it started to get real. I was working full-time still. I didn't quit my job until, I think I quit 6 months into the business, 4 to 6 months into the business. So I set a goal of what I had to make weekly in order for my husband to be supportive of me not working at the hospital anymore, at the clinic. And once I hit that, I made sure I stuck there for 4 weeks because I didn't exactly trust it. I was like, well, this seems too good to be true, right? So as soon as I stuck there, I was like, okay, I gotta go all in. I have to just dive in. And so I showed up on every national wake-up call, whether I thought the topic was going to be beneficial or not. Showed up at every Super Saturday, whether I knew anybody or not. First of all, I'm an introvert, so this scares the crap out of me. So that's really uncomfortable, right? And then every team call that Lindsay hosted, I was there. It didn't matter what was going on in the week, if it was the week before Christmas or what it was, I was there. And if something happened, I listened to the recording. So that's the first piece of advice I have, is just to own your business and to set yourself up for success by utilizing the training that's out there, whether it's National Wake Up Call or the public resources that many top or successful coaches or founding coaches or whoever you identify with, whoever you feel that you can learn from, just take initiative and learn. So that's the first few things I think that made a big difference in my business. The next thing might sound really weird to you. We've learned a lot about your why, right? And connecting with your why and how your why has to be strong enough in order for you to not quit, basically, when things get tough. So, of course I did that. I spent some time writing it out, thinking about it, what motivated me past the income. I'm very income driven because I want my husband to have choices if he wants to stay in the military or not. But it can't be all about income. There has to be something deeper. There has to be a different reason. So I spent a lot of time writing out why I'm a coach, why I'm diving in, why I'm sacrificing all that I'm sacrificing. What is it? So I turned my why into what I call visualization statements. So it's positive visualization statements. So I lived in a really small one-bedroom apartment in San Diego, and every single morning at 10 a.m., right after my workout, I went on my couch with my fuel shot or whatever I was drinking that day, the recovery drink, and I read my visualization statements to myself. So when I say visualization statements, one of my whys is I wanted accountability personally to not complete P90X and then fall off the wagon again. That was the first reason I became a coach outside of the discount, is that I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to quit on myself. I didn't want to lose however much weight and then gain it back. So my visualization statement would look something like this. As a coach, I feel proud, honored, confident, responsible, and happy, because as a coach, I feel that I have balance with fitness and nutrition. So that's an example of my visualization statement. Then I would take it one step further. I desperately want my husband to have a choice whether he stays in the military or not. I support it 150%, but I don't want him to have to do it if he doesn't want to do it, especially when babies come along and all that stuff. So my visualization statement would say something like, as a coach, I feel blessed, I feel happy, I feel loved, I feel significant because I'm able to contribute to our family's financial success before we have kids. So for me, it was a group of 4 statements. And it sounds crazy, and it sounds weird, and it sounds like you're, chanting, but you're not. You're reading out loud these statements that connect you with your why. And the purpose of that was so that my mind went there before I actually got there. So like I didn't have any success to scream about or to post about or whatever, to share. I didn't have any success yet. And so a lot of times we can get hung up on that. It's like, I don't know what to share, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to act because I'm not making X amount of money or I'm not an X star diamond or whatever. But you got to go there in your mind before you're actually there. Then it paves the way for how you talk to people, how you post, the language you use, how positive you are or how negative you are. So for me, I didn't have, to be honest, I'll be completely transparent, I didn't think 5-star elite was possible. I just didn't think it was possible. So that is not what I was visualizing. But I'm so glad that I didn't visualize that because I think I would have put a cap on myself. I visualized success, of how my family defined success. That's what I visualized. And so as the year went on, I kept growing, I kept plugging, I kept investing in personal development, even when it was expensive. I went to Shilling Johnson's seminar. I mean, it's an investment. You have to put some skin in the game for sure. I'm not saying empty your pockets for this, but I'm saying, move things around in your budget so that you can invest in things that are going to really grow your business and grow you as a person. So fast forward to August-ish, maybe September, I asked my team, who is pushing for Diamond? Who even wants this? Like, is this on your radar? And 10 people said, yes, I'm going to be Diamond by December 24th or whatever it was. I'd love to be Diamond. I want to finish 2013 as a Diamond. So I started a Facebook group. We're all excited. There's 11 of us, including me. Days are going. People are still motivated, but they're just not hitting the dates. It's just not there. It's just because I was going nuts. I was like, I'm going to be 10-star, first year coach. I figured I'm going to dream big, right? So 10 wonderful, wonderful, truly awesome people in this group who are motivated, driven, have a strong why. But as the weeks were going, the numbers just weren't there. It just wasn't likely. And I'm all about hoping for the impossible, but it just wasn't happening, basically. So what I did is I condensed that group from the 10 to the 5 that had a good chance, that I knew were committed to the cause to finish out their goal. And I had to say, okay, look, if we're going to do this, this is the time. Because there's timelines, as you all probably know, associated with rank goals, basically, elite goals. So we had to get our butts in gear, basically. We had to reach our goal by a certain day. I think it was November something, 12th or 20th, yeah. So late September or mid-September, I'm like, okay, look, this is the deal. We said 10, we're going to do it. That's not going to happen. Who is really in this? Who is willing to go all in, make a lot of sacrifices, work one-on-one with me and our team, and hold it for 6 weeks? Hold it for the 6-week qualification. So 5 said, yes, I'll do it. Megan was one of those 5. It's my 5-star push. So we went to a Facebook group, and we just went all in. That's just what it was. Laundry piled up, dishes got gross, stuff was on hold for a short period of time. We had the conversation with our husbands or whatever, look, we want to do this. This is what we want to do. And the group was, honestly, I couldn't be more proud to be on this team because of that push. The people showed up. Megan showed up. Miranda showed up. Caitlin showed up. Krista showed up. And Candace showed up. Every single day. And they said, okay, I need some help with this. What would you say to this person? How can I help them see the value of this coaching opportunity? And we just worked together. But the moral of that story is you can't make 10 people do it if they don't want to do it. They have to have the why. They have to be connected and driven and self-motivated. You can't, we were just talking just a couple minutes ago, you can't drag anybody along. No matter how good you intend, you can't do it for them. And so you have to first be focused on what they want. And hopefully it's in line with what you want, but if it's not, then it's not. So I think a big thing that I learned just in wrapping up with my 5-star push is that my focus was to attract quality coaches from the beginning. Not that I would turn anyone away, of course, but people like Megan, people that I knew, I had a relationship with that I knew would step up when it got tough. Not people who would say, oh, well, my so-and-so's got such and such, so I can't do this anymore. Which is fine. Everyone has different life priorities, and that's fine. But my goal is to go all in because I want to bring my husband home. I want to have the choice. So I led with passion this whole year, and I think that spilled over to my team. My team has helped me learn to live passion because they achieved something that's very uncommon. And that's not my credit to take, that's their credit to take. And that's something that I think you all of us are capable of, me even this year, but you have to attract quality people. You have to be quality yourself, you have to invest in yourself first so that you can attract people that you want. So I guess my summary is don't limit yourself, and if you have a big enough why, if you visualize that why, you can go all in. Doesn't matter who your upline is. It doesn't matter if anyone's putting coaches underneath you. It doesn't matter whatever. If you're great on camera, it doesn't matter what your barriers are. You just have to choose what you're going to push through. It's invest in yourself. So you have to show up for national wake-up calls, team calls, and you have to make an effort. You have to be intentional. So I guess I would suggest as well that you consider making visualization statements and just try it for a couple weeks. Just see how it goes. See how it lifts your heart. See how it lifts your spirits. It makes visualizing, starting your day that way, makes it not even matter if you get 50 no's. It doesn't matter because you're still doing this because that guy's going to come home and our kids are going to have whatever they need to have because of the financial stability that we create. The military wives that I band with are going to have something positive to focus on during deployment. So things that are irreplaceable, you can't put a price on it. Things that matter so much to you, it doesn't matter if Susan, that you've been talking to for 8 months, signs up with a different coach. So that's what's important, is to visualize what you want and why you want it. So thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. When I first heard that you went 5-star within a year, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm happy to hear your story. So I'm sure everyone else was thinking the same thing. So thank you. All right, we're actually going to bring you back up, and Brooke and Stephanie as well. So I came up with some questions. Last time we did this, we asked you guys for questions, but we were going to get any. So this time we're going to get questions. All right, so the first question that I have for you ladies, and I know that everyone here, we all want to find out how other coaches are successful in their business. So first question I have is, what does your everyday life look like as a coach, from the time you get up to the time you go to bed?
That's a funny question. Yeah. Okay, so for me, I have learned to live by my calendar. I schedule in, usually I try to do like 1 to 2 power hours. I have found that if I don't schedule in the time to do focused activities that help to push my business forward, that I'm either doing, idle activities that aren't really, that I think I'm working, but I'm not, or I will continue to push it back all day until it's bedtime and I'm like trying to get the kids, wrapped up for the day and doing homework and stuff like that. And, I realize that I haven't done anything that day to grow my business. So typically, I try to get my workout out of the way first thing in the morning as well, because, if we don't do that, we all know that sometimes it doesn't happen. My kids are, like my son, he's only in school until noon. And my husband and I, we are actually separated now. I know a lot of you guys, know who I am and stuff, and so there's just I've been through this really big transition period in my life the last 8 months, and so I am doing the single mom thing, and and it's a lot. So I have become just really consistent with working from that calendar. I have the 3 hours in the morning while my son's at school, and then I usually hang out with him for a while until I get the girls at 3, and then the girls do competitive cheering, my son is in t-ball, and we're busy. And so for me, it's really important to stick to that, at least 1 power hour every day where I'm inviting, I try to stay disciplined, so returning messages on Facebook only at a certain time, maybe 1 or 2 times during the day, so I'm not, all day, returning messages and things like that. So just really creating that schedule that you find works for your life and sticking to it.
For me, it's, so I don't have any kids, just furry ones. So when I start my day, I have learned from Brendon Burchard to not start my day with chaos. So I don't open my email, I don't look at my phone, nothing at all for the first hour, hopefully, ideally. Unless there's a push going on, and that's a different situation, but day to day, I don't start my day with chaos. So I start my day, even if it means the day's gonna start early, I get up earlier so that I don't start the day rushing. Oh crap, so-and-so's gonna cancel, oh shoot, this, whatever. So don't start the day with chaos, that's the first thing. And I do one small thing that I enjoy. So for me, it's real simple, a cup of coffee outside with my dog. That's it. It's real simple. Some people might have something else that they enjoy, a walk, or I don't know. It's real simple for me, a cup of coffee outside with my dog. So I start my morning every day like that. And for me, that sets the tone for just a peaceful, nothing crazy, nothing hectic. Because, as your team grows, there's always fires to put out. There's always complaints, or there's always challengers that are frustrated or whatever. So there's always going to be issues. And I feel I'm better able to help them when I start my day in a peaceful manner. So usually read a devotional and drink my coffee outside with my dog. So next, I make a list, before I open my email or my text message. I make a list. Brendon Burchard teaches this on one of his free webinars. It's a little grid. The top 3 are projects for the day. There's 3 boxes, 3 projects. There's 2 boxes, people that you're going to reach out to, people you're going to hear from, and then the bottom box is priorities. So dry cleaning, kitty litter, whatever, whatever you got to get done that day outside of Beachbody. And I work from that list, just like you said. I work from that box. So I make that box, fill in those boxes before I start my day. Then I get started. So projects first. When I'm looking through my email, I'm looking for the names that I already wrote down so that I can be more efficient, not just everybody who emailed me. I'm looking for Susan, who I'm waiting to hear back if she wants to do the challenge group, or whatever, whoever's name is written down. I'm looking for those people first, and emails are last. So in between the day, also before I check my email, I try to do my workout. If I don't do my workout in the morning, I do it at lunchtime. So in the day, I'm reaching out to my team. I'm looking for some sort of lesson, some sort of teachable moment, whether it's something that someone else posted that I thought was a really great example of a post, to try to give them something tangible to see so that they can make their own post. Usually I'll do a video of something that's if I'm getting a common question, I'm like, okay, this sounds like an opportunity to do a video because this is a common question. So that's kind of what I do. I mean, it changes from day to day, but I always start my day that way. I always do my best to add some sort of value to my team page, whether it's a video or a shareable content post. And then I'm checking in with my challenge groups. I host Zoom calls a couple times a week, 30 minutes. I don't know if you guys know what Zoom is, but so Zoom calls just to sort of brainstorm so new coaches can kind of connect with me, I can connect with them. Coaches can hear from other successful coaches, so they're not just hearing from me. It's clear that other people are having success. And then team calls once a week.
That's how you start your day?
Yeah.
That's a lot going on.
Before 9 a.m.
I love it. Okay, so I am working super part-time right now. Like Stephanie, I am recently separated, so my life is, geez, thanks. You know I have to do that. I know. My life is a little bit crazy too, and last year I was actually an elite coach myself. And so I worked super duper hard, the previous year, and then I had crazy life transformations like all last year. So now I'm super part-time, focusing on like my kids, and I'm trying to stay somewhat sane, even though you might not think so based off my Facebook and my hair, but that's okay. So, but what I wanted to say is that from working really, really, really hard that one year, I was able to work super duper part-time and honestly like hardly at all for the last couple of months of last year. And thankfully, because of all that work and my volume and my team, I have been able to pay my bills and support my kids and my mortgage with no child support, all because of Beachbody. So even though I didn't achieve like the things I wanted to do last year, I'm still able to have a full-time income on a part-time job. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. It's not exactly the answer to the question, but it's an answer.
All right, and my next question for everyone is, how do you manage your list of prospects, whether it be from people you meet on Facebook or Instagram or just in your everyday life? How do you manage that list?
This is a fun one. So the list, my list, I have just a small spiral notebook, like, I don't know, 4x7 or something like that. And I just am constantly adding names to that notebook. I also keep a list on Facebook, like a warm list market, for anybody that I think, that I can help in the future, or that's talked to me, that's shown an interest about either fitness or the business. And I keep them on a warm market list on Facebook so that I can check that list and I can see their posts and I can have good constant interaction with them. And so, yeah, I mean, I go through my list and I go through it and I go through it, and even when people say no or not now or whatever, I don't cross them off and I go back to them at a later time, because sometimes it takes people a long time.
Yeah. Mine's similar. I have a spiral notebook. I flip to the very back of it, and I work backwards, so it's easy to find. And then the people who go on that list are people who have said not right now. So if they tell me no, I never want to be in your challenge group, they don't go on the list. But basically nobody says that. So anyone else goes on the list. And so the way I work my list, though, is a little crazy, I guess. But I look at the list and I'm like, who is most likely going to join me? Like, you can tell. People are interacting with your posts. They're talking. They're asking you questions that don't have to do with a challenge group. They're making an effort. So to me, those are the people that I'm really focusing on. So, or it's people that I really believe would really, really benefit from a challenge group opportunity. So same thing with coaching. So what I do is I look at my master list at the beginning, or really at the end of every month, preparing for the next month. And I have 2 post-it notes, and I write down their names. So most likely, so it's usually 5 to 10 people, and they go on my computer screen on the bottom. And so I'm looking at those names every single day for the whole month. So for me, that's just an easy reminder to be interacting with them, to ask them questions, to try to figure out what can I offer this person that would be valuable to them, that shows them that I care more than just a sale. So whether it's a recipe or whatever, or if they were looking previously for a new hair dryer, I don't know, you know, whatever it is. So it doesn't have to have anything to do with Beachbody, but something that I can offer them to connect with them, show them that I care. So for me, I keep the list of names in front of my face for the whole month, and when they purchase, I cross them off and I replace it with a new name and get them plugged into a challenge group or coaching opportunity.
Mine is super easy. I do Post-it notes also right around my computer screen, so I see them all the time also, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, one more quick question. If you could recommend any personal development book or 2 or 3, what would they be?
GoPro, which is on the table back there.
Being sold for $12 on the table.
Yeah. I am a huge fan of Brian Tracy. I think it's called The Art of Closing, or The Art of Closing the Sale. That book like really helped me out.
You recommended that to me once, and like you listened to it. I remember you telling me.
I closed like 10 Success Club in like 2 days after I read it.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah. Off the top, those are the 2.
My 2 are, my all-time favorite is 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. It takes a little longer, it's a little bit of a bigger book, but it's completely worth it. Hopefully you all saw him last year at Summit, but if not, that book will give you a great idea of what a wonderful teacher he is. So audio or, you know, I read the thing because I like to highlight, but that's my all-time favorite. But if you're looking for a really short read, something you can read in like 3 hours, Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins is awesome. She is like 29 years old, a residual $1 million earner with Rodan and Fields. It's like a different MLM. She doesn't ever talk about her company, which I really love and respect. She talks about network marketing as a whole, and it's a great book and a quick read. What was the last name? Robbins, like Rock and Robin.
I would first like to say Eat That Frog by, who is that? Is that Brian Tracy? But I've never finished it, so I can't. It's about procrastination, so I can't say that. Anything John C. Maxwell. You like that, Michelle? It's true. I've never finished it. I look at it all the time. But my absolute favorite was actually Brian Tracy's audio for goals, and that one I used to listen to in my car. I actually borrowed it from Kristen for like 17 months, and I played it over and over and over while driving around, and that was the year that I like closed Elite quickly and everything. So, Goals by Brian Tracy.
I have one more to add. It's a quick read just for anyone that might start a book and not finish it. It's Go for No. It's really weird, but it's a great book. So I forget who it is, like Robert, someone, and Andrea, somebody, Walsh or something. But you can find it on Amazon. You can read that in like probably 3 hours max if you take your time. So that's a really good book too.
Cool. I will say that my favorite book is GoPro, and that is back there for anyone who doesn't have it yet. That's a very quick read too. I finished that in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks, but that's with 30 minutes to an hour a day. And since reading that book, with the skills that I learned in that book, in the last month and a half, I've signed like 12 coaches. So it's definitely a book that you need in your collection. So awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.